It's been a long, strange trip, but we're at the end. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. Trying my best. We're back with Bob Dylan. This is our finale to Blood on the Tracks. We're doing the last 3 tracks, even though 2 of them are blocked, so you won't see anything from this video probably, but hey, I'm a man of my word, and I said that I would finish this album, and we're gonna finish it, by God. It's funny, not a single track on this album has been blocked until you get to the last 2 tracks, and both of those are blocked. So I'm guessing Shelter from the Storm and Buckets of Rain are big songs. So we're doing If You See Her, Say Hello, and then Shelter from the Storm, and then Buckets of Rain. Those are the last 3 tracks. So far, this has been one hell of an album, I'm not gonna lie. Bob continues to surprise me every time I listen to him. You know, you think you got an artist figured out, and then you hear another track, and then you hear like Lily, Rosemary, and the Jag of Hearts, and You're Gonna Make Me Lonesome When You Go, especially Idiot Wind, Tangled Up in Blue. You know, it's just like hit after hit. But that's just Dylan, I guess. Like, we listened to the whole Highway 61 trilogy, that was basically hit after hit. Like, there was like one song that was maybe average on those 3 records. That's crazy. So we're gonna finish this one up, and I guess I don't know, I guess we're gonna do Desire next. I don't know, it's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments. Dylan playlist right up there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, even though it doesn't really matter. Bob Dylan, If You See Her, Say Hello. 3, 2, 1, go.
If you see her, say hello. She might be in Tangier. She left here last early spring. Is living there, I hear. Say for me that I'm alright, though things get kind of slow. She might think that I've forgotten her, though to tell her it isn't so. We had a falling out, like lovers often will. And to think of how she left that night, it still brings me a chill. And though our separation, it pierced me to the heart, she still lives inside of me. We've never been apart.
It's a good line, man.
If you get close to her, kiss her once for me. Always have respected her for doing what she did and getting free. Oh, whatever makes her happy, I won't stand in the way. Oh, the bitter taste still lingers on from the night I tried to make her stay. I see a lot of people as I make their rounds, and I hear her name here and there as I go from town to town. Used to it, I've just learned to turn it on.
His vocals are so good on this album.
I'm too sensitive, or else I'm getting stalled. if she's passing back this way. I'm not that hard to find. Tell her she can look me up if she's got the time.
Beautiful. You can feel the regret in his voice. Shelter from the storm.
'Twas in another lifetime, one of toil and blood, when blackness was a virtue, the road was full of mud. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. And if I pass this way again, you can rest assured I'll always do my best for her, on that I give my word. In a world of steel-eyed death and men who are fighting to be warm, come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm. Not a word was spoke between us, there was a little risk involved. Everything up to that point had been left unresolved. Try imagining a place where it's always safe and warm. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. I was burned out from exhaustion, buried in the hail, poisoned in the bushes and blown out on the trail. Hunted like a crocodile, ravaged in the corn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Suddenly I turned around and she was standing there, with silver bracelets on her wrists and flowers in her hair. She walked up to me so gracefully and took my crown of thorns. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm.
What a bass.
Now there's a wall between us, something that's been lost. I took too much for granted, I got my signals crossed. Just pretend till it all began on a non-eventful morn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, the deputy walks on hard nails and the preacher rides a mount. But nothing really matters much, it's doom alone that counts. And the one-eyed undertaker, he blows a feudal horn. Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm.
That acoustic, excellent.
I've heard newborn babies wailing like a moaning dove, and old men with broken teeth stranded without love. Do I understand your question, man? Is it hopeless and forlorn? Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm.
It's a good word.
In a little hilltop village, they gambled for my clothes. I bargained for salvation and she gave me a lethal dose. I offered up my innocence, I got repaid with scorn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, I'm living in a foreign country, but I'm bound to cross the line. Beauty walks a razor's edge, someday I'll make it mine. If I could only turn back the clock to when God and her were born. Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm.
The lyrics were so deep to that one. I was formless, gave me shelter from the storm. I came from the wilderness. It's so interesting. Oh, that guitar at the end was perfect. What a great song. That was excellent. The last track, Buckets of Rain. We're at the end. Cheers.
Buckets of rain, buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears.
You said the Grateful Dead one.
Moonbeams in my hand. You got all the love, honey, baby, I can stand. I've been meek and hard like an oak. I've seen pretty people disappear like smoke. Friends will arrive, friends will disappear. If you want me, honey, baby, I'll be here. I like the smile in your fingertips. I like the way that you move your hips. I like the cool way you look at me. Everything about you is bringing me misery. Little red wagon, little red bike. I ain't no monkey, but I know what I like. I like the way you love me strong and slow.
This is gorgeous.
Taking you with me, honey, baby, when I go.
Man.
Life is sad, life is a bust. All you can do is do what you must. You do what you must do, and you do it well. I do it for you, honey, baby, can't you tell?
Wow, dude. It's like a return to his roots. Wow. And that's it. What an album. It's like, you know how, like, kids will come up with, like, secret languages, you know, and they only can talk with each other, sort of thing, or, like, twins will do that sort of thing. This feels like the secret language between two lovers, but we can understand it, but we just don't fully grasp the context and the meaning. It only would make sense to specifically one person. I know that he said that this is not autobiographical, but I can't help but feel that it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you write what you know, and this feels so personal, it kind of hurts. Because you're just going to automatically fill in your life and your story. And that's just what Bob does. Like I always say, it feels like he's singing right to you, you know, and singing about you. But this, it kind of did, but at the same time, like I said, it's almost like we're missing a piece of the puzzle because only one person fully understands it, you know. If there is blood on the tracks, literally, you know, whose blood is it? That's the real question. Is it hers or is it his? You know, or is it both of theirs? So I guess it's the chicken or the egg kind of question, you know. He sings a lot about how bad this relationship was at points, but he also sings about how good it was and how he misses her at the same time. It's like that duality of man sort of thing. It's like, I don't want you here, but I don't want you there either. We're simple but complicated creatures. That's what men are, to be honest. Bob writes in a way that just makes you empathize with his side of the story, and I don't know, man, he just has such a way with words. Like, some of those lines that he had in Shelter from the Storm were absolutely genius. I mean, especially the opening, kind of the first few bars, and the lyrics. Oh my god, man, I mean, it's so catchy. Like, I know that I'm gonna be thinking about that all night. Like, what exactly is he talking about there? You know, what do you think? Like, honestly, like that, it's almost like he had said he was out in the wilderness and he was without form, but I can give you shelter from the storm. It almost kind of felt like the origin story of this album, you know, like this relationship or whatever. It kind of felt like that was the beginning of it, you know, like she gave him shelter from the storm in many ways, more than one, you know. But eventually it almost felt like it was a bad thing, you know. By the end of it, it sounded like the shelter from the storm was a bad thing in a way. So it kind of started off good, then it ended up like it was a bad thing. So I don't know. It's very interesting to dissect it, you know, because he writes 4D, as I say. You know, there's like so many levels to it that, you know, there's that surface level interpretation. There's the actual meaning of the song personally to him, and then there's the, you know, the perception that we all have of it, you know, collectively. And it's a very interesting album. You know, it's definitely a return to his roots. Like I said, it's way more folky and acoustic driven. The piano at points are really, really good. These three songs were very acoustic heavy and just Dylan, you know. It's a very interesting way to end the album, but it's still at the same time genius, because there's been so much on this album, like, you know, like lyrical content and such. Like, there's just so much going on, but he brought it home, though. Like, 100% he brought it home, because there was a lot of, I don't know, loose threads, I felt like, in a way, but he weaved them all together perfectly, or he wove, you know what I'm saying? Like, it all comes out perfectly in this, like, kind of crocheted pattern of literal blood on the tracks, and it's almost like you got the entire story of this relationship in a way, even though, like, I know he doesn't say that it's actually about that, but I don't know, I feel like there's more to this, you know. And like, I read the lyrics last week, and I kept up with them this time, you know. The ones from Shelter from the Storm, I think, were my favorite lyrically, but musically, that last track, the acoustic guitar in that song was just breathtaking. It really was. And you pair that with Bob's just, like, I don't even know, like, it's just dominance of the English language. I mean, like, every single word, he used forlorn. Come on, bro, who the fuck who uses forlorn? I love that word. That's so great, man. I heard that made my night. Honestly, I'm having a terrible night. That made my night, just that hearing him say that word. And some of his, like, enunciations and things, especially in the first track, I thought were very interesting. This is hands down his best vocal album that I've heard so far. And I can't help but feel that's also a personal thing. I don't know exactly why I feel that way, but I feel like he took maybe something personal, and he kind of went all out vocally for this one. And I love it, man. This is definitely, now that I've heard the ending, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Dylan album. I'd still say that Highway 61's my favorite. But I will say this is definitely the one that I connected with. I No, second most, because Highway 61, I connected with that album like on such a deep, fundamental level. It's not even funny, and I'm probably not the only one. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in the audience that connected with that album as well. And as someone who's definitely had blood on the tracks before, in many ways, this is a very personal album, and I feel like this is going to be a personal favorite for a long time. Might not be his best, but it could be. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on your mood and what you're feeling that day. If you're in the mood to be contemplative and to put yourself in that mindset of like missing lost love and stuff like that, and lamenting the loss of things, I think this is the album for you. There's a lot of things to kind of just like get your head into it, and like get your head out of whatever you're dealing with, and you can lose yourself and stuff like this. Like there's just so much going on in your mind with your imagination if you let it happen. But in reality, the instrumental is quite simple. It's usually just light instrumentation and Bob's vocals, and you can tell the difference between the Minneapolis and the September sessions. The production's totally different. You can totally tell especially from that first track to the second one. It was like completely different albums, it sounded like. Because Shelter from the Storm and Buckets of Rain, those are both recorded in September in New York City, and then If You See Her, Say Hello was recorded in Minneapolis later that year, at the end of the year basically. You can tell, like, production-wise, his vocals are way more distant in the September sessions, and I really like the production of the December ones, even though the songs, I would say, weren't my favorite from that session. The production's flawless, like, it really is. I see why he re-recorded some stuff for it, because it sounds way better. But content-wise, though, I'd say the ones from the September sessions, I just connected with, man. There's just something about that harmonica at the end of Shelter from the Storm. It's just... it brings home the whole album, and then Buckets of Rain is just this beautiful coda, almost in a way, that sends you on your way. That's just, it leaves you with a lot of questions that you need to have answered, and I think you have to find those answers outside of Bob Dylan. I feel like it raises a lot of questions within oneself about situations and relationships and stuff, and it makes you think about it in a different light, because the grass is always greener on the other side. It always seems that way until you get there, and then it's like, this grass is brown. You know what I mean? It's just that's what happens, so I don't know, love is a fickle thing, it really is, but it's something worth fighting for at the end of the day. So I'll leave it at that. Hell of an album. I'd say my favorite song of the entire album, which is kind of hard. But first, before we go, well, it's so hard. All right, so Bob Dylan, he did lead vocals, acoustic guitar, mandolin on track 8, which was If You See Her, Say Hello. And he also did harmonica, obviously. Chris Webber did the acoustic guitar, and he did the 12-string guitar for the first track. No, none of those. No, none of those. So mostly that was all Bob. Tony Brown was on the bass for the last two. And then Greg Inhofer was on the Hammond organ for the first track as well. So yeah, that was mostly Bob. And you could feel it, the sparse, almost like empty landscape of those songs. But they were beautiful, though. Like, there was so much beauty to be found in that wasteland of that broken, I don't know, bridge. Not even broken, that burnt bridge that he still misses, probably to this day, I think we all have stuff like that, even from when you were younger, because I know most of my audience is probably twice my age, but I know you guys probably have regrets and, things that you don't really bring up or think about anymore, but I know I've got plenty of those from my younger years, even though I'm 30, you know what I'm saying? But when I say younger years, I mean like, my teenage years and stuff, and I've been thinking a lot about it lately, just because of, all the crap that's going on in my life. It's just, I don't know, I can't help but feel my mind like disassociating and going back to the past, which I always say is a bad thing, because I shouldn't be digging around in places I've already explored, and I've already dealt with them, and if I go back, it's sort of just like, what are you even doing, but I can't help but look back on those memories and feel like there's something there that I'm missing, with a lot of the stuff that, because we only have our experience, but that's not the truth. Like, we have our own perceptions, and we have our own biases, and we make, fallacies and mistakes, and what we, see isn't the truth half the time. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I could just have like objective truth on my teenage years, so I could know what was actually going on with certain things, because I feel like one way or the other, it could, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. But like I said, this music kind of just makes you think about stuff, and that's what Bob does so well. Not only is he a dominant, master of the English language, he bends it to his will. He makes you think, and this album hits you right here in the heart, and it hits you right up here too. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. This has been an excellent album, and if you guys want me to do Desire next, or a different album, let me know down below in a comment what you guys think we should do next. There should be a pinned one. My favorite track on side 1 is going to be Idiot Wind, easily. Such an amazing song. And then with this one, I'll have to go with Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts, or Shelter. Oh no, ooh, that's hard. Buckets of Rain, Shelter from the Storm, or Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts. One of those 3. Pick them. I don't really care. They were all excellent, and I love Bob. Seriously, these videos, they're very therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like hellfire right now, in my life, and it's, I don't know. It's nice just to have a moment of peace, But guess what? That moment's over. See you later.